Hey everybody, it's Thursday, June 4th. How's everybody doing? So, market paused today. The rally paused. NASDAQ touched a new all-time record high. How's that? It erased completely the coronavirus sell-off. Now, if you remember, everybody was saying there was going to be a depression, a 10-year depression, things are going to be terrible, and fiscal support was unprecedented, monumental, gigantic. That's the core of my analysis, and I said we're going to see a bounce back. The economy is going to start opening up. But let me talk for a second about the market itself, just from a sentiment, technical point of view. It's a little overdone right here. The other day, I put out a video and I said I was finally starting to see the pickup in the tax flows that I was looking for. And that is still in effect. I mean, we definitely see, or I definitely see, a pickup in those tax flows in the period from May 15th until now. That's the period. May 15th was the start of the relaxation of the lockdowns. When you compare the period of May 15th until now to the period from March 16th until May 14th, which was the period of the lockdowns when the economy was totally shut down, we are seeing now a very noticeable pickup in the tax flows between those two periods. That is positive. That is very good. And remember, this is an ongoing thing. We're going to continue to see the economy opening up. I mean, I'm here in New York City. We haven't even started our phase one. That starts on Monday, June 8th. And don't forget, in the meantime, we have had this terrible, the George Floyd murder, the protests, and that's going to have some impact as well. And by the way, just as a side point, I live here in Manhattan on the Upper East Side, probably the most white neighborhood in all of New York City or Manhattan. I mean, I have seen enormous peaceful protest marches coming right down my block every single night. It has been inspiring. It has been amazing. It has been uplifting, and I really hope, and I'm going to stay positive through all this, because we need to see real reform when it comes to policing in the United States. Like I said, there's no other country on earth, no democracy anyway on earth, that has a situation with police brutality like we have here in the United States. And we really need to see some major reform on the way policing is conducted. And I think I mentioned in a prior video, my father was FDNY, a fireman for New York City. He had a lot of cop friends. I grew up around cops and firemen. It was a lot different than what it is right now. I mean, and some of my father's friends are still alive, and they totally are just completely repulsed by what they are seeing in terms of the police brutality, and that has got to change. But anyway, let's talk about the markets. So a positive change in the tax flows. It shows you that the economy is starting to open up. We're nowhere near where we were at this time last year, where the economy was basically very strong, but we are emerging from the coronavirus shutdowns. Technically, and on a sentiment point of view, short term, the market is overbought. I could definitely see a pullback. Like if you look at the put-call ratio, we are at levels that we were at in mid-January to early February, right before the big crash. So the market is ripe for a pullback. The best scenario would be a market correction, while at the same time we see an ongoing improvement in the data. The fiscal data is going to stay the way it is. It is enormous. It is unprecedented. The tax flows are picking up. That is very positive. The best thing now, the best situation, the best setup would be a pullback, and that would afford a great buying opportunity to get back into the market. And I think we're very close to the point where we're going to see a correction. That put-call ratio, as I mentioned, both the 10-day average of the put-call ratio and the 20-day average of the put-call ratio, extremely low, equal in many ways to what we saw near the top in February. I want to also talk a little bit about the dollar. We have seen the dollar's decline accelerate, particularly today. We're at a 3-month low on the dollar index, and one thing I want to point out, which I think was very instructive today, we had an ECB meeting. Now, there were 3 central bank meetings this week. Okay, we had the Australian Central Bank was on Tuesday. We had the Bank of Canada yesterday, and we had the ECB today. The ECB actually announced additional monetary measures, 600 billion euro asset purchases. The euro rallied on this news. And by the way, ECB President Christine Lagarde, I mean, her comments were very dovish. In the past, this would have resulted in a big sell-off in the euro, but you did not have that. Actually, the euro rallied very sharply on this. The dollar fell, and the dollar fell broadly, except against the yen. I think this is an indication of a shift in sentiment. There are a lot of possible explanations for this. The Fed swap lines being a major one, which I've been talking about. You know, you could literally go back to March 16th when the Fed announced an expansion in those Forex swap lines. That was when the dollar index hit 103, and it's been going down ever since then. So the Fed has been supplying dollars to whatever need the market has, and I think that is a major factor. And you know, then what happens is you get technically guided investment funds that follow the market, and we're starting to see selling. And you know, my view, if you've been following me for any length of time, I'm long-term bearish on the dollar. I mean, we have major fiscal expansion, running huge deficits, and also trade deficits. That's macroeconomics 101 for a weaker currency. And there are major implications for a lower dollar. I talked about that today. I sent out an email to my subscribers about that. You can make major amounts of money here if the dollar's trend has reversed. And if you want to get some insight into what you can do, into some strategy, go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com, and sign up for a 30-day free trial of MMT Trader. The link is right here in the description below. And by the way, I don't want to leave out or ignore the fact that I also have Zombie Trading, which is a daily Forex signal service. We know how the zombies are going to behave. We front run the zombies. We take their money and get out before they die. I got both of those services. You can get them and you get a special deal. If you sign up for MMT Trader, you get a special price deal on Zombie Trading as well. Go to my website, pitbulleconomics.com, and sign up today. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.